all right?
No, it's going down.
It's going down? Well, how much do you weigh? You got rocks in your pocket or something? You're sinking. Don't worry about it. You'll be just fine. We only got a couple minutes more, right? Okay, now we're going to do this top 10 list. This is when we get really funny now. Whoa! Well, sorry.
Absorb some local color through the magic of AM radio.
Harkens me back to my youthful, careful days on the playgrounds of Forest Park School and my gifted days.
And you're gifted, all right.
What were you gifted at?
Well, I guess I had some issues.
Detention?
There. Yeah. When my dad told me I wouldn't plan on going to Harvard anytime real soon.
You're going to have to get in touch with me. We're gonna link all the volunteers via satellite cell phone so that we can put out the message immediately, because you remember the problem we had in January. We had to have Governor Walker come in with the National Guard. It was horrible.
Steve, listen to me. Bring your own microphone because you lost this one.
Okay, Captain Ron, you've been doing this so well for the last few weeks. So go ahead, make my day.
Oh, great one with the magic pen.
Oh, boy, he wants that microphone forever, doesn't he? Now, you got to visualize it. We put a statue of Pete on this. Put him in wearing like a hard hat and flannel shirt, tool belt, snow shovel.
You mean like from the Village People?
Yeah, yeah, a couple of...
Now, wait a minute here.
Good morning, Kenosha. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the all-new Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP AM 1050 on your radio dial, streaming across the deflating cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 50,000 homes here in the Tri-County area. Being brought to you this morning by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of other very fine local businesses. Little Stevie Casey is still away on sick leave, and we wish him a very speedy recovery. Hopefully we can maybe talk to him at some point this morning. However, supposedly getting off the bench and getting back in the game. However, he must have got the wrong game time. Patrick, the very popular radio show, the former host of radio's Autoscam, wasn't it?
Auto Talk.
Autoscam, yes, it was. Thank you. He's not here right now, and I don't know where he is, but he was supposed to, maybe, he was a former ball boy at the New England Patriots, and so maybe he's out. Remember, he working, yeah, I understand that the Bears general, not the ball boy, is in charge of the footballs for the Super Bowl. And so we'll have to see when our good friend gets here. Again, just to he's not here, so we can't do that. Also joining us this morning, our video coordinator, Channel 14's Volunteer of the Year, Captain Ronnie Muttersbeck, joins us here at Camp Happy Face. Ronnie, welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
And engineering the Kenosha train wreck this morning, filling in for Pistol Pete Surgeon, who headed up his snow plowing crew. They've been on standby out in the 17th District. They took off for Boston, and Scott DeLambio joins us once again. And here's how Pete rallied the troops. You got it? Started at the Brat yesterday morning. God love Pete.
He's a busy guy.
Pete's the man.
Maybe we should take this. And for those who haven't heard, we are now here each and every Saturday morning from 10 to noon, bringing you 2 solid hours of absolutely nothing to do about nothing.
Is that Shirley on the line?
I don't know. Who's on the line? Well, let's take the call, and maybe it's Giuliani's lost in the parking lot or something.
Needs directions.
Yeah, good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
I don't know who's on the line.
Could you turn your radio down, please?
My radio's been off.
Oh.
Yeah, speaking of being off.
Hey, I just landed. My flight had trouble getting out of Phoenix because Scotty, I know a lot about pressures. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know nothing about nothing. That's why you're coming here. Yeah.
They had me down there, and I had to verify every single football that they're going to use in the game.
Hope you brought your headset.
I had to verify all the pressures, and I want everybody to know everybody down there is going to be playing with hard balls, no soft balls.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I saw the other day that's Fox Sports. They uncovered some video of you in the locker room filling footballs with some super glue. Is that just standard procedure, or is that a league rule?
So
it's a league rule.
A league rule. They have to have a little super glue in each one, right?
They won't leak.
Yeah, they turned around and took it to court, and they found out it'll stand up in a court of law. Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm running a couple of minutes late. I will be there.
Do you have your headset?
My head's been set for a long time.
Your headphones?
Oh, my headphones. Yes.
Awesome.
Say, when you say you will be there, what does that mean? We go 2 hours. You're going to be here about 5 to 12?
He's at the drive-thru at McDonald's.
I know. I will be there. Let's see. It's 10:10. I should be there about 10:16.
is this going to be a bona fide excuse, or is this something you're going to have to make and lie your way out of?
No. It was a bona fide excuse. It was.
Or you want to share with us? Yeah, that's not bona fide if you can't share it.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
I'm running a little bit late. I will be there. Okay? I had a nature call.
Is that
And
what
then I
you're?
had
Is
to
that
have
what
a
you're calling
recall
with your
on
wife
the
these
nature
days?
call.
Is that what you call it with your wife? You do that in the first thing in the morning, a nature call?
Scotty,
Yeah,
you're the best, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see you in a while. A little glue doggy. I can just see him. Well, we'll save that promo that you guys dug up for when he gets back.
All right.
Normally, little Stevie brings us the promo of the week, which is always spine-tingling, and we're going to have to wait for his return. And I was going to ask Pat if he brought nothing to the table. Well, obviously he didn't bring himself to the table, so that's getting a little thin here.
He's right on the mark.
Yeah. A nature call. I've heard it called a lot of things, but, especially at a guy in an advanced age.
Probably reading a good article, couldn't let it
Yeah.
Oh, Shirley's on.
He's taking a field and stream and making a morning out of it, right? Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning.
Good morning, Shirley.
Good morning, Shirley.
I can't top that.
Well, God hope not. So, what's new in the world of Shirley this morning?
Oh boy, you don't really want to know. But
Uh-oh.
is Pete there?
No, Pete Scott's here, and Pete's out in New York and Boston. He took all his snowplowing buddies with him.
Oh, because the hockey game was so good last night that he was reporting, him and Wally.
Oh, is that what he said he was doing at a hockey
Yeah.
game? Oh, they can dub that. This guy's a master engineer. He can just sit in some bar up and claiming he's in Sheboygan, and they can just play the songs from the hockey game that's on the TV in a sports
Video
club like
hockey.
that. Yeah, video hockey.
It was so exciting. The overtime, and they Kenosha Thunder won 4-3 in overtime.
Well, thank you for your sportscast. We don't need Pete. We got you.
Yeah, right.
Get some headphones and come on over, Shirley.
You
Yeah,
know,
right.
and Steve's not here either. So what we thought we'd do
Where
with
the
him,
heck is everybody?
I don't know. And Scott this is the first time he's been back for a couple of weeks. And
Last time I was on the air was the last time I did this show, so
well, it's not exactly a career advancement.
I'm a little worried.
Yeah, we saw him at the job center the following Monday, and I go into his offices today, and he's got a pen out. I said, "Are you writing your last will and testament?" No, he says, "I'm writing a letter to management to say what went wrong, an apology letter." Yeah, what went wrong?
And Steve is still sick, right?
He's. I saw him Wednesday, and I'm not sure if he's home yet or not. Hoping if he is, he can give us a call.
Right.
He's been up in St. Catharines, and we wish him a speedy recovery. But here's what we're going to do. I meant to tell you this, Scott.
Okay.
We're going to play Name That Tune with Shirley.
Okay.
You just pick out whatever you want.
I'm
Any
under the
song.
weather,
Any song.
So I probably won't get it.
Oh, no, come on now. We're playing for high stakes
No
here.
excuses.
We're
Are
playing
you
for high
hungover,
stakes.
Shirley?
Yeah,
Pardon?
you getting into the
Are you
muscatel
hungover
again?
from the
Muscatel?
rum chata?
Yeah, rum chata.
Yeah, and my drugs that I'm on, yeah.
Drugs. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. If you can guess this, then I'll go out to St. Catharines and change little Stevie's bedpan. If you don't, then you got to go. How's that?
Oh, no.
That's fair enough.
jeez.
You just got to change the bedpan. What can go wrong there? But we're fair. You got one? Anything?
I got one for
All right, here you go, Shirley. Pay attention.
see. Okay,
We'll give you
one
about 10
second.
seconds.
Yeah,
All right,
that.
ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. You got it, Shirley?
I should know it, but I can't think of the
You
name
can't think
it.
of who that is?
I'm not sure I know.
No.
No?
Well, anyway, the time's up, Shirley. That is
Captain Ron's got it.
Leroy Brown.
that's Leroy Brown.
Ah,
I thought you'd get
Oh,
that.
I know. I knew it, but I couldn't think of it.
Oh, yeah,
Under
well-
pressure, I'm no good.
Oh, you melt.
I'm no good under pressure. Leroy Brown.
So if we're kicking a field goal in the last second of the game, you're not the one we call on, right?
Oh, no,
Pressure.
you don't want to call on me.
So anyway, you're going to have to get out because it was a fair deal. You're going to have to get out and change little Stevie's bedpan. Just go out to St. Catharines and just that way.
Uh-huh.
No, not. Giuliani just got here and he's having a little trouble straightening it up. No, you can move it
Pat
this way.
got there?
Yeah, he just got there and
Oh, hi,
it's like
Pat.
walking through instructions. He's he was in the parking lot going around in circles. Hey, man, where's WIP? Anyway, so you got to get out and change little Stevie's bedpan.
I wish I could, but the shape I'm in this week, there's no way I can do it.
Well, then he's going to have to hold it.
Right.
Or he can take a page out of Pat Giuliani's playbook. Nature calls.
Yeah, right.
It was a nature call, Shirley. It was called Field and Stream. I was on the field passing a stream.
Hey, did you, since Scott DeLavio's here, he was his engineer on that a radio show that he used to have, and this was one of his former poll questions, and we'll play this, and then you give us an answer. Go ahead. Yes or no, Shirley? Is he sexy or not?
Pardon?
Yeah.
Referring to Patrick.
Is he sexy or not?
Yes, he is.
Shirley, I love you. I thought you were going to say Scott was
Pat.
sexy. You got good eyes, baby. You got good eyes.
Yeah, it's a radio show. Yeah. All right, Shirley. Hey, Big, who are you picking for the game tomorrow?
Oh, New England.
Are you kidding me? A bunch of crybabies and cheaters? How can you do that?
Well, I'm so upset because Green Bay didn't get it. I really don't care who
All right.
wins it.
Well,
I
take
really
some more pills and get all jacked up on Muscatel, and we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, God be willing. Have
God
a
be
good
willing.
week.
Yeah. Do we
Bye.
have another call? We lost the caller. There's another call, right?
Lost him.
Lost him. Then we have, after the 11 o'clock break, the Kenosha Today Top 10 list, and also our Kenosha Today television show, The Lonesome Dove. Pat Garrett will be here for our second hour, and we're going to be debuting our dedication song for Governor Scott Walker for his decision on our Kenosha casino. We are not happy, but so we put together this song. And in the meantime, Patrick Giuliani joins us, and after his nature call, I've never heard it described quite like that, but if, you know.
Do you want me to tell you what it really was?
Well,
we,
don't make stuff up.
No. I have a.
Keep your hand. This is a career-ending move, Mr. Mario.
We're not going to go there.
So this nature call took you all of about, what, a minute?
Like I said, it was Field and Stream. I was in the field passing a stream.
Anyway, this morning and for the 2 hours, we're going to try to raise funds for the Charlie V's Kids for Cancer Treatment Foundation. If you got any comment about anything, give us a call, 262-694-1050. Charlie V is a foundation that we started in 2010 after little Charlie Vandenberg unfortunately passed away at the age of 5 from brain cancer. And for those who have ever seen the opening to our television show, little Charlie's the one that fell through the box in 2009. And at the time, I had no idea who he was. He was actually a poster boy for St. Baldwick's. And so we're going to raise money. We'll get into this, but let's take a phone call. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You guys are a little boring.
Oh, have some more pills.
I only been on the air 2 minutes, and I'm boring already. That's a record. That's even better than you, Scott.
How you doing there, big boy?
This is little Stevie.
Yeah. Are you home?
Yeah, I got home Thursday night. What an ordeal, and I certainly appreciate all the visits and the cards and things like that. And of course, went in. I actually went into the hospital on when was it? I think it was January 10th with diverticulitis, and they actually ended up removing about 15 inches of my colon, and there were some complications, and apparently it was a result of overexposure on the radio.
And they only took out 15 inches?
So I guess Dr. Gendali tells me I shouldn't expose myself on the radio anymore.
Well, cover it up next time. Cover it up.
There you go. Hey, Steve.
Patrick, I certainly appreciate all of your visits as well. You really broke up the day, and that's it was a blessing to have the visitors and everything. And 3 weeks in the hospital. Holy cow, Scott, that was a bad run.
When I came up to see you, that gal, good-looking nurse too, by the way, at St. Catherine's, came in. I say, "Have you ordered lunch?" And but this is just me. I was thinking maybe I could fake an injury and get a room right next to you there.
Well, I tell you what, when she said, "Would you like some lunch today?" and of course you responded, "Yeah, bring me a meatloaf sandwich."
Yeah.
There you go.
I was just trying to make him feel at home.
I'm not entirely sure she meant lunch for you, but
yeah.
I can't say enough about the nursing staff and the ICU and everybody. It was a bad run. Dr. Gendali, who's a close personal friend of the family and cared for my wife during her breast cancer, and took good care of things. Ran into some complications after the surgery, which prolonged my stay, and certainly appreciate all the cards and that, and couldn't say enough about St. Catherine's Hospital and all the friends out there. Just a bad run, a hell of a way to start the new year. But thankfully, I've got good staff at the funeral home that was able to carry on the business, and of course, you guys limped along yourself. I've been, I listened a couple of Saturdays, and then I felt sick to my stomach again, so I had to turn it off.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's what kept you there for that extra week and a half.
Yeah.
So, answer me truthfully. I come up there 4 times. I got to see and talk to you 2 times. The other 2 times, did you just close your eyes and fake that you were sleeping and in pain?
I was pretending I was asleep. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I got to tell you, they got some really wonderful medicine up there.
Yeah. What's the street value of that stuff?
Oh, I got to tell you, yeah. I mean, anybody who's out there, and I know that, I hope I'm not talking out of school, but I know Shirley's sister was afflicted with diverticulitis, and it can be just an extremely painful thing, more painful than being on the radio on Saturday morning.
Now you know how our listeners feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Steve, you remember the movie Sea Hunt?
Do I remember the movie Sea Hunt?
Yeah, the series Sea Hunt?
Yeah, I think I do.
What's this?
Lloyd Bridges. He was a diver.
Yes.
He didn't have a friend named Ticulitis, did he? I mean, I have to know. Could you?
Steve, I was so happy when you retired. I didn't think I'd have to listen to you on the radio anymore.
I knew that corny one would get
you.
It
is. He comes in here.
Hey, where is Pete this morning?
Well, Pete was doing a hockey game supposedly up in Sheboygan, and so
he was doing a hockey game,
announcing a hockey game, and he stays up when it's past 9 o'clock, and then he took the crew. They met at the boathouse. Not the boathouse, the Brat. I got a one-track mind. They met at the Brat stop, and he rallied all the guys from the 17th district, and he took off to Boston, New York. Here he goes.
Well, then apparently,
yeah. So he's busy today.
Well, apparently we're going to be shorthanded tonight because we've got a near blizzard coming tonight.
So what is your function? You're just going to man the phones?
I'm going to have to man the phones. I'm going to help Paul Vagnoni with his Communications Central. We've got 8 inches of snow slated on 22nd Avenue, and I think 1.5 inches slated for Whitecaps. So we're sending all of our resources out to the Whitecaps neighborhood. I'll handle 22nd Avenue. I've got a snowblower and plenty of strong neighbors, but I'm concerned about the 17th district and that 1.5 inches downfall we're going to have tonight.
Hey, the drugs must be working because you're as snotty as ever.
Yeah,
you're on your road to recovery.
I'll have you know that they offered me all kinds of pain medication to come home, and I refused it all. I refused it all and said, no, I'm gonna muscle through that. All that pain medication, it gets you goofy, man.
Maybe you don't need any help in that department.
No, maybe I should say this. It gets you goofier.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you get better, and
now I'm going to reserve the right to call in the second hour because I feel partially responsible for the second hour. I pushed real hard when they offered us the second hour, and now you're kind of out there hanging with a second-string crew out there.
Oh,
wow!
Patrick, you're the big dog.
Wait a minute.
And you're the big dog, and I'm the little wiener dog, and we got glue doggy Giuliani here. So
yeah, we got Juliana, which is
glue doggy.
I always appreciate, and Captain Ron's with you, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, Captain Ron's with you. I miss you, Captain Ron, and Scott. Of course, this will be your second or third time producing the show, or
right, second.
Okay, your second. Well, congratulations on your
career move.
Announced retirement. Because you're through in radio, I'll tell you that right now.
It's over. All right, we'll let you call. I got to take another one. Call in a second.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Morning.
Good morning.
What's up, guys?
Oh, not too much. What's up with you?
Listen. Ultimate Juliana actually has a dog name. What? This came from his cousin a long time ago.
Okay. And?
He's called Butchie Doberman.
Butchie Doberman?
Yeah.
Is that a nickname?
Yeah, your cousin used to call you that.
Butchie the Doberman?
Yeah, Butchie Doberman.
Okay. So, thanks for enlightening us.
That was my nickname. Family and friends call me that. Not the Doberman. My cousin called me a Doberman because he said I was like a little mad dog at times.
Okay. All right, George.
Yeah, and that's your division too, but I've seen it, but I've never had to deal with it. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, George. George, have a safe weekend.
Take care, Brooks.
Okay, buddy.
Boy, sometimes we have a bad connection here, and it's hard to understand.
Yeah, it is. It is, especially sitting next to you. It's very hard to understand.
Once you're here.
I just hope Steve gets better fast. Got to get back, Steve.
There's more good news, boys and girls, tomorrow at noon each and every Sunday. You can tune in here, WIP AM 1050, listen to the replay of the show, and then you can watch the replay of this finely tuned, professionally produced with duct tape and a prayer running at Time Warner Cable's Channel 14, Tuesdays at 5 p.m., Wednesdays at 6 p.m., and Sundays also at 6 p.m. And, geez, time's gotten away. I got to read a couple of spots. You want to say good morning?
Good morning.
You're on Kenosha Today.
With Scott Barter.
Hi.
Hi. Who's this?
This is Rick from Kenosha.
Okay, Rick, what's up?
Got a question on this casino deal.
Yeah.
Let's say Walker is going to get the nod and he's going to be president. Let's just say that scenario happens in 2 years. Rebecca Kleefisch is lieutenant governor. She would take over the governor position, correct?
I believe so. Yeah, she'd be next in line. Yeah.
So then, would she, as the governor, would she be able to approve the casino if they decided to put that forth again? Or let's just say there's a new governor that comes in at some point. Is this thing dead, or can another governor approve it?
I think this is dead.
The application process has to come back forward, and then, yes, they would have to approve it. Because if you think back, in Tommy Thompson's reign, when he went to D.C. to take over that cabinet position,
that's right.
McCallum,
yep.
People of the city of Kenosha voted a couple times for the casino. He killed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the process had to start all over again. Then they came back under Doyle. Then they got into what they're dealing with right now.
I personally think that Illinois is going to end up with this within 2 years, and because their state is in dire need of money. And right down the street here in the old Lakehurst, down Gurney or whatever it is.
Area.
Yeah, Waukegan. And I personally think that Mr. Walker's political career, this is my view, is over. I mean, let's say he goes up against in a debate from his former Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask you this question. How would you answer, well, I gave up $800 million investment and 5,000 jobs and all this revenue that could have come to the city of Kenosha, and then I turn around the next day and give $250 million taxpayers' dollars to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Absolutely.
How would you answer that?
The Democratic Party should be emailing or send papers to every one of the candidates that want, the Republican candidates that want to be president, and they should give them all the information, and they should hammer them on this thing. But ultimately, I don't think nationwide, if Walker gets the nomination, I don't think nationwide that this is going to hurt him, because people in California, they could care less that he didn't approve a casino in Kenosha, Wisconsin. They're just going to look at the, like Lenny calls it, the red meat issues, and I think they're just going to pull the red button in the.
Well, I agree. I don't think they care what's going on in Kenosha, but it's the concept of what he did.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
whether that's going to be strong enough to kill him or not kill him, but kill his
well,
family.
shoot him in the foot.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
If you're the Democratic Party, I'd say let him run.
Yeah.
I mean, we can wax him, but just if not better than we waxed the Mitzter.
Yeah, and I think speaking of that, Mitt Romney's statement, I think he all but endorsed Walker the way he worded that. You know, I mean, there's couple other candidates that he could have been talking about, but I think he was saying Walker, and it just seems like Walker's going to get the nod. So, okay, I got to run, guys.
Okay, thanks for the call.
Yeah, thanks for the call. But you know what, Scott? Yeah. Here, I'll tell you. February 19th is still the date.
He's not going to change his mind.
Well, no, he's not going to change his mind. But you know what? I think this is going to go further. Casino is going to come in, whether it's right across the border in Waukegan or they do something with this property over here.
Oh, sure.
You know, that's all going to move forward.
Yeah.
But I think this is really going to actually, he said, it doesn't matter what he did in southeastern Wisconsin and Kenosha Racine area with the casino. I think it does. It's more than that. It's the man addressing the issue and the people.
That's right. He didn't listen to people.
Right.
And so let me read one more commercial, and then we'll get out of here. Good morning, Kenosha. If you just tuned in, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WIP AM 1050 on your dial. Brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many fine other very local businesses. Little Stevie Casey has been officially marked absent, being on the SL, that would be sick list. Therefore, I won't have to file a complaint against him. Which is a good deal. I know how to do that.
It's documented.
Documented, yeah. Okay. However, coming off the bench, getting back in the game, our Kenosha Today super sub, Patrick Giuliani is with us.
Super sub.
Super sub.
Super sat. Get it right. Super sat. The super sat.
Super sad? What's that referring
Sandwich.
to? Sandwich. Yeah.
Do not sandwich.
Yeah, anyway. Also, our video coordinator, Channel 14's volunteer there, Captain Ronnie Muttersbuck, is here this morning at Camp Happy Face and engineering the Kenosha Today train wreck, filling in for Pistol Pete surgeons who rallied the troops, took off for Boston to help remove all their snow. Scott DeLabio joins us in our special encounter group this morning.
Happy to be here.
You know, we mentioned before, after you filled in for Pete a couple weeks ago, I said that I thought that might be a career-ending move on your part. So how's the job hunting going?
I'm still here.
For those who might have missed it, Kenosha Today, you don't say that real, like you're sincere about that. I think I'm here.
I'm here.
Kenosha Today show has been extended 1 hour and is now airing from 10 a.m. to noon every Saturday morning. And so now instead of only 1 hour of nothing, you get 2 hours completely about nothing. And Pat, like I've said it before, I've said it again, 2 words. Ball bearings. It's all about ball bearings.
Last week was all about softballs. Now you're talking ball bearings.
So, anyway, we are. You can also hear the replay of this radio broadcast tomorrow and Sundays at noon right here on WIPM 1050. And thanks to my good friend sponsor Steve Schneider, you can find us 24/7 on YouTube. Imagine YouTube 24/7. You can find us.
Boy.
Telling people to listen to your show on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah. You're all about last week softballs, ball bearings, and bowel movements. Is this what we got going on over here?
That's the 3 Bs, huh?
The 3 Bs.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Steve?
Scott?
Scott. Scott, I'm sorry. I was just so taken aback to hear Steve finally again. That I was just, a flutter.
We're a flutter. Is that radio talk for you screwed it up or what?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, we're glad he's on the mend, and we'll be back here making sarcastic, snotty statements just like the rest of us. So, or not the rest of these guys, but me. Mm-hmm. What's on your mind?
Well, I'd like to do something in sincerity right now, and
you called the wrong number
for a moment.
Sincerity,
I know.
You called the wrong number. Go ahead.
No, speaking of that little angel.
Yes.
Charlie V.
Yes.
This will be my 3rd year that I've shaved my head for St. Baldrick's Foundation.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he's one of the people that I honor on there. And I just started up my page for that for people to, if they want to. I put a little story, the story his mother, Melissa, wrote about what he all went through.
Oh, my God.
In those 5 short years. Mm-hmm. And actually, it turned out it was just by chance that the day I'm getting my head shaved will be the 5-year anniversary of when he passed away.
Yeah. When the video when he was in 2009, they were there to talk about St. Baldrick's, but my co-host at the time didn't show up, and there's this cute little 9-year-old or 4-year-old kid sitting there, and he says, "My name's Charlie." So we did the 17 minutes, and if you ever would have seen the whole interview, but I propped him up on this box, as you could see, so that. He'd kind of be up at level, and he kept saying, "I'm going down," and I had no idea what he was talking about. Yeah. Well, he did. He fell right through the box. It was one of the funniest things I've seen in almost the 19 years that I've been there. And then, unfortunately, he passed away, I think the night before the 2010 thing out the Brat Stop.
I see.
So we are we have set up the Charlie V's Kids for Cancer Treatment Foundation, and we take money. And for kids that are in Kenosha County, 14 or less, for those that have and their families have had unreimbursed medical expenses, we accumulate this money and try to help pay off what we can. And we also walk in the parade. And so we're trying to raise money, and you can find Charlie Foundation at yahoo.com, and you should be able to go to a PayPal account. And if you still want to make a donation, it is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. You can make out whatever you want to the foundation. Send it to 5303 28th Street in Kenosha, 53144. We'll get you out a receipt. And so we've been doing this for a couple of years and raising money. We also walk in the 4th of July parade. And then we used to do this telethon on Channel 14 for 4 hours. It would have been on the Sunday. It would have been last Sunday, but we thought we'd change it up a little bit and take the venue of radio and see if we could reach a few more people. So that's what we do.
Yeah, it's a good cause, a real good cause.
And so,
would it be okay with your permission to put a link to the story about him on your website?
the story yeah, that's right.
On your Facebook page?
Yeah, I put that on there, didn't I? Is that one of the stories that I gave you?
No, I didn't see it on there. Could I put the link to this thing? What I did is I took what his mother wrote.
Oh, yeah.
And I cleaned it up a little. And
sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thanks a
Yeah.
lot.
Oh, yeah. Anything we can do to pass the word out. And what I like about this, there's many fundraising events out there for cancer research, all well and good, but this was for treatment of childhood cancer. And when we set this up, unlike other ones that take national organizations that take anywhere from 30 to 40-some% off the top for administration expenses, we take zero expenses for administration. And I patterned that after the late Howard Brown's Goodfellows organization for what he did for probably 3,000 disadvantaged kids every year. And if he couldn't get it donated, don't bother me. I'll find it donated someplace, somehow. So zero expenses for administration. We don't have any administration expenses. All the money we make and raise goes directly back into the children that we pay it out to. So, yeah, go ahead and put that on there. We'd like to
thanks
see it.
very much.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
So, we have that we're working on today. And coming up at the 11 o'clock hour, we have our top 10 list. And then we have here you go, disturbing news still in the community about Governor Walker's decision to ex the casino. And I guess it's really disturbing as he strung us all along for all those years. And just because he gets invited to go to Iowa to speak at a conservative thing, and they told him, well, to speak here, you got to ex the casino. I mean, that's just rubbing people the wrong way. And if he's going to make a run for president, maybe not the issue of the Kenosha casino will come up, but the concept and how he does things.
I really believe that, the things that have transpired over the last few months are actually not going to affect him in this area right here, the southeastern sector, Kenosha Racine, because they basically voted against the guy.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he obviously got elected twice and beat a recall because he carried other parts of the state.
Exactly. So, with that being said, I think that... Oh, you got a caller? Go ahead, take him.
Or her.
Or her.
We don't discriminate. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, Scott. How are you?
Okay. What's up?
Hey, I just wanted to call in. I'm gonna send you a check for your foundation.
Okay.
I remember I marched with you guys a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Your foundation is something like I'm involved with Green Playground. 100%
right.
of the donation goes right in. So I am going to do that, and I'm also going to purchase a fence picket for the Dream Playground with Charlie's name on it.
Oh.
And I will talk to you, and you can design it any way you want, how you want to put it on there. But I want to let you know I'm doing that too. And what you're doing is a great thing, and keep up the good work on that. And it's just something that when you're taking care of families who have a hard time taking care of things because of something that is no fault of their own, I'm on board 100%. So I just want to let you know. I encourage my other fellow councilmen, if you're listening today, and I know you're listening, to
tape recording too.
Call in and make a donation, regardless of the size. I mean, come on, we're all not wealthy in this world. Anybody can pony up $25 for this great cause.
You don't even have to tell me how much. Just send it in. And as long as I got you.
I will send you a check, though, and also I'll see you. When I see you, I have a fence ticket form, and just tell me how you want to put it up, and we'll have Charlie's name on the Dream Play.
I was at your event last Sunday, and it looked like it was very well attended. And I'm going to get a brick, but I had to wait. I was going to take the bigger one and put the Kenosha Today in, but I didn't know. But I'm going to get one of those too. And I think that's a good idea. Second,
it was a stellar event. I mean, we signed up almost 200 volunteers. The numbers coming in look like we're in the five figures for money raised at the event. The UAW retirees have been so good to us throughout the course of this run, and Coins was there, and they got us all the bands. It was just a great thing to do, and this is all kind of coming together very quickly here when we start building this thing the day after Labor Day, and there's going to be many, many opportunities for others, including yourself, Scott. Even though you told me you're not the most talented with a power tool, we will have something for you to do.
Scott, I'm not the most talented. I don't have any talent.
Well, I
Just
didn't
keep
want
me
to
away
say
from the
I'm trying
power
to be
tools.
nice. I'm trying to be nice.
I'm coming out to that park with 10 fingers. I expect to leave with 10 fingers.
Even if you want to broadcast live from the park during the build, I mean, there'll be so many ways.
Maybe we can work something out on that
you
particular
guys can help out,
Saturday.
because this really is going to be something never before seen in our town, when literally 300 people a day for 6 days are going to show up and are going to donate their time and their talents to make this dream a reality. And it will last for many, 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 many years to come, and it'll just put our city once again on the map for a great reason.
Hang on. Your colleague, Pat, here wants to say something to you.
Scott.
Yes, my friend.
Okay, buddy. You know what? I'll tell you, I have to really, really commend you, along with Tammy Conforti and the other volunteers. I mean, this thing is actually, in the beginning, people said, yeah, sure. They have made it happen. I mean, it's unprecedented, the amount of time that this thing has been in place and the amount of people that have come in, volunteered, and the businesses and the individuals within the city, even outside the city, that have donated to make this happen.
Absolutely,
and
Pat.
you know what? It's a testament to the will of the people when something of this magnitude has to come forward. I mean, they're there. And also, when you were complimenting Scott, which kind of, that's kind of hard for me to take. But, Scott Barter.
The love. I can feel the love.
Scott Barter has done a lot for a lot of the charities and the people of needs within the city of Kenosha. And this Charlie V that he has right now, and the time that they put in to set it up, to walk in the parade. I asked Scott last week to air the Charlie V segment where he falls through the box after Scott tells him, you'll be okay, he crashes. Sure. And the laughter from that young man is actually infectious.
And Patrick, I couldn't agree with you more. And that, when the Dream Fairground is built, is what you're going to hear at Petsky Park. The laughter of children who've never, ever had the opportunity to play on a playground. And they're going to come and play. And I'm just along for the ride. I mean, sure, I work very closely with Tammy on this, but between Tammy Conforti and Little Amity, my life has changed forever looking at the needs of children with special needs in our city and in our county, and it'll never go back to the way it was. And we're going to make sure of that, and we're going to try to build on this so other communities can join in and bring these kind of facilities to their towns also.
Very good.
Very good. Well said. Well said.
We'll look forward to it and have some of your friends and colleagues send us some money, and we'll make a good use of it. So have a great day.
Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.
Hey, Ronnie, can we...
I can do it for this week.
Okay, for this week, Ron's our television technician, so we'll put that opening on front of this show when it airs on Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6, and Sunday. So you'll see little Charlie firsthand. A couple other things we're talking about. Of course, I don't know, the anti-streetcar group kind of backpedaling. I don't even know if that's worth even talking about. They made a lot to do about everything, and then all of a sudden, that's pretty much a done deal. The streetcar is going forward. They're going to do the engineering studies, and, let's move on with it. But if you got a comment on that, give us a call. And here's another proposal. This fellow called in last week, Ken Keel, and they had their first organizational meeting for a proposed car museum. And Ken, if you're listening, I would like to talk to you, because I was thinking that, you know what, isn't there, I'll defer a question to here, Mr. Giuliani, isn't there a study going on or going to be concerning the indoor harbor market?
Yes.
Okay. For little to no extra charge, they should just say, why don't we figure out a way to house this auto museum with the harbor market, put it somewhere in downtown. You want to talk about a draw, in my view? Oh, my God.
Well, you know what? And you're right, there's a draw there. But first and foremost, I think the building and location, and it was addressed by a former mayor who was at the meeting.
Of this?
Of this, yes. First and foremost, they need to put together, a story They need to put together a lot of things before the building, the location, and all that is even decided.
Oh.
A lot of grants. There's got to be a lot of grant money out there. There's got to be a lot of donations
We got
out
lots
there.
of money.
Yeah, we do.
Let's just cut through it and get this thing. It took 5 years for the Dream Playground to come to be, and let's get this. And I'm going to give you the perfect example. I call it the grassy knoll. It's southeast, or right across from Trolley Dogs. There's enough there. You build enough for an indoor market. Have your auto museum right there. You talk about a destination point to bring people downtown, and then you can build it up because I don't think there's any deed restrictions on that property. Go up 12 stories if you want, and lease them out to offices or whatever. But see, there's an idea. You can take that back and just. You want me to sign the check now, or
would you?
Sure.
Could you sign a little bit extra for me so I get some cash out of the deal?
Can you believe this? An elected official
Everybody
asking,
says
that's not
everybody
a bribe.
says everybody says that all politicians across the spectrum throughout the world are on the take. And you know what? If you, such a nice guy that you are, is willing to write the check, I think my effort to bring it forward, carry the check forward, and bring the idea forward, got to be worth something.
Somehow this ain't
from
working
you.
out. Somehow
From you, Scotty, I would take a chance.
Somehow this ain't working out like I was thinking.
Yeah, I know. No, all kidding aside, Scott, this is very, very good idea. Okay, the people behind it, all right, are actually dedicated to the historical preservation of what made this city great.
Well, I agree. I think this is a great idea.
Great idea.
And
great
they're working on getting a nonprofit status, and if they need help, we can help them get it organized there. And once you get a nonprofit, the cars that can be donated can be written off by the donor. And I think it's a great thing. If you want to bring people downtown, there's that and the indoor harbor market year-round.
Yeah, you know what? And I'll tell you what, when you look at some of the locations that are already down there, I think it fits right into exactly what you're talking about. The indoor market, okay, complements to our current museums that we have down there.
Yeah, that's right.
This is all going to come into play with the downtown revitalization. I was talking to some people, geez, we wish downtown could be like it was back in the 50s or 60s.
It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. But like I say.
Days, remember?
So you're going to let me do all the thinking?
You got to. I mean, you got the perfect face for radio. We could never turn you loose.
You remember to go back to TV again?
Like not good.
We could. You lost my train of thought here. I better read this sponsor while I get
You lost your train
of thought.
Take a streetcar.
We have the top 10 coming back after 11, and then we also have our dedication, because apparently Governor Walker, I'm going to get into this after 11, not only did he disapprove the Kenosha Casino, the guy wants to legalize marijuana.
What?
Yeah.
No.
That got the attention of everybody in the room.
Patty goes, you mean it's not now?
Walker just picked up 4 votes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You mean it's not?
Everybody's
And
ears
so
perked up.
we have a protest song that we're going to, Pat and I have, well, yeah, we don't want to. We're upstanding young men, the pillars of the community, and we're not going to allow Kenosha or the state of Wisconsin to start legalizing marijuana. I mean, we got one dope in the state, and that's the governor. We don't need any more dope.
Hell no. Talk about up in smoke, huh?
Yeah, there you. Well, you've heard the song.
Cheech and Chong. Remember that memo, Up in Smoke? Yeah.
And also,
there you go.
We have a couple other things.
Scott, make the announcement. I'm leaving shortly.
Okay. Well, can you wait? 6 minutes? I mean, you come in late. What kind of job? It's not a city council meeting. We just come in late.
How
and leave
late?
early.
How late was I?
15.
About that, yeah, 15 minutes.
So was she worth it? And now you got to go back for round 2?
Uh-oh.
Is your wife listening to this? Does she know what kind of pervert you really are?
If she is, I'm in trouble.
God, I can only hope. Hey, and tell her to lose my number. I hate her when she keeps texting me at 11 o'clock at night. Tell her.
Well, it's better you get pestered than me.
Well, it wasn't your fault. I don't blame you. I mean, I was the one that answered her ad in the Hollywood Free Press on the Facebook. Wasn't her fault. And by the way, can I make a suggestion?
What size hat do you wear?
Can I make
what
a
size hat do you wear?
You're out of scotch.
I'm out of scotch.
And if you think about it, pick up some pretzels when you're on it.
If you wear a 6 3/8 after the show, your head will be 7 1/4.
Hey,
guaranteed.
You know what? If this all goes through,
yes.
I think they're going to give me 4 hours on a Saturday morning. I mean, I might need a couple more hours to start talking about more ideas that I got, because I'm full of it. Good ideas.
We know you're full of it. That you are. It would probably take an additional 2 hours to get you unfull of it.
Yeah. Well, treatment and therapy.
Therapy. There you go.
New voting machines going to debut this spring. I don't know what that's all about. I mean, I thought the idea of having third graders from Forest Park School count the votes, I thought that was appropriate, but I guess now we're going to have new voting machines. So, and my good friend Carl Bryant bowed out of the school board race, and he's been around 19 years. He was only 19 years, I should say, and when he was elected. And at the time, he had nice long hair, and after 4 years of college and 2 years to get a master's degree, man, the guy cleans up pretty good. We congratulate him for moving on. And so, speaking of master's degree, Pat, before you leave, how's your degree coming on your educational purposes? Are you listening?
Patrick's distracted right now.
Give the toys away.
Get your hand off my neck.
I was talking about Carl Bryant, and he went and got his bachelor's degree, and then he got his master's degree, so I was just curious how your educational plans are coming. Very well said.
I passed the third degree.
Third grade.
Third degree.
Yeah. And so after, like I said, 11 o'clock, we're raising money for Charlie V's Kids for Cancer Foundation.
I'm in.
You can get a hold of, thank you. You can send a check at 5303 28th Street in Kenosha. That's 53144. And you can find us on Charlie V Foundation at yahoo.com. And again, this was dedicated to the memory of Charlie Evan Vandenberg, who unfortunately left us at age 5 on March 12th, 2010. And so we're going to talk about that and voting machines. So as long as we're killing time, here's something that nobody really cares about.
Oh, come on. I can see what you're bringing up.
Well, I was going to talk about the Southport Beach House in this contract about a dopey roof. Who cares? When we got my 100 acres golf course sitting out there, that could be. I want the taxpayers to ante up $22 million to build me a golf course, and then I want to buy. Clubhouse. Yes, it's called Scotty's. What is it? Country Club and Spa. Yeah. We're going to put 9-hole golf course over there and
run a streetcar out there. So
yeah, we're going to put it in a figure 8, and we've eliminated the golf carts. And we're going to, if there's kind of a unique situation around 30th Avenue and 60th Street, there's a couple special rules. If your ball disintegrates or just disappears, you get a free drop, because that's where all the sludge and the contamination is. And if you have it's probably going to be better if you play this thing with your own hazmat suit on, because there's a little contamination.
Steve,
Scott,
if you're listening, Steve, you're 100% correct. Okay, there's something wrong over here.
Maybe I should have taken the drugs.
I think you did.
Yeah.
I think you did.
You're low on them.
Yeah. Steve, I'll get over there this afternoon and get resupplied. Anyway, I don't know what all this thing is. $300,000 to put $700,000 to put a roof on a beach house?
I think you better read the article. You're taking stuff out of context and turn it the other way. You got it upside down.
It says 740. Well,
you got it upside down. Turn it the other way. It'll make sense.
$709,000, big boy.
For what?
Are we out here?
We're out. We got it.
Good morning, Kenosha. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the all-new Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at WIP AM 1050 on your radio dial. Being brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. In our Kenosha Today, Charlie Barton this morning, filling in for the big dog, little Stevie Casey. Kenosha Today super sub, Blue Doggy, Pat Giuliani has left the building. Crying. So sincere. Along with Captain Ronnie Buttersbuck and the ever alert Scott DeLavio. Hey, let me ask you a question, and I want you to be honest. You know, when you were Pat's engineer, right? Oh, you don't have a microphone? You got one there? Oh, okay. Well, anyway,
I'll answer for him.
I was going to ask you what was tougher, sitting through 1 hour of riveting radio questions like how to fix a flat tire that's only flat on one side, or having to put up with 2 hours of this nonsense and pretending you're alert. So
I know nothing.
I know nothing. Right after the top 10 list coming up, our debut of the dedication songs, especially for Governor Scott Walker, who put the citizens of southeast Wisconsin first before thinking of any political ambitions, right, that he may personally have when he kicked our casino to the curb. And talking about getting hit, this is coming up here. Talk about getting hit on by the trolley. After the governor kissed off Kenosha, there's so much roadkill down on 56th. The mayor, Bosman, and Frank Bassetti, they were seen wearing Potawatomi headdresses down there on 56th and 6th Avenue. Here's what they had to say. Yeah, see? We didn't leave anybody out. Anyway, it's very disappointing, and it's outrageous that Kenosha got put in that position that we did. And actually, a lot of those articles were written about why the governor decided to kick us to the curb. But we found some more. This was written in our home office on the deck of the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. This morning's top 10 category. These are the top 10 reasons why Governor Walker did not approve the Kenosha Casino. Don't listen to what you necessarily believe what you read in the Kenosha News. You come to here for all your news and facts. So these are the top 10 reasons why Governor Walker did not approve the Kenosha Casino. Number 10, his plan of shared revenue only dealt with picking up all the roadkill. See, he didn't have a complete plan there. Number 9, apparently he dozed off during the announcement that this was an $800 million investment. Number 8, Mo Green and my brother Fredo wouldn't come back to Kenosha because of the sunset clause. Number 7, never figured out or doubled down on a new trolley extension. Number 6, it's suddenly dawned on them they didn't belong to the Democratic Party. Hello. Number 5, was the only way you could eliminate 5,000 jobs. Number 4, actually thought a roulette wheel was something Bill Lawrence played here on WIP. It's the money wheel, I think. I didn't confused there. Number 3, insisted that a gaming compact meant directing millions of dollars to the state of Illinois. Number 2, discovered what we already suspected, that hard rock was really his mentality and his personality. And the number 1 reason Governor Walker did not approve the Kenosha Casino, he dreamt he ended up in bed with the Potawatomis, Milwaukee Bucks, and a horse's head. So, how about that? Awesome. You said awesome or awful? Awesome. Attaboy. Keep him on the payroll. All right, now, like I said before, the 11 o'clock break, everybody's heard by now we're kicked to the curb. And this week, what I found ironic is he announced that he wanted to legalize the sale of marijuana here in Wisconsin. Now, Pat and I, the Lonesome Dove, being the upstanding citizens, law-abiding for the most part, and pillars of the community, we say hell no to legalizing pot. And besides that, the governor has proven that he's the only dope in our state. And so the Lonesome Dove, Pat Garrett, and myself, we wrote this protest song dedicated to Governor Walker and his proposal to legalize marijuana here in the great
mouse in his pocket.
State of Wisconsin. I'm sure you all can figure it all out. You ready, Pat?
Sure. Well, we've always heard that their herb was top shelf, but we just couldn't wait to find out for ourselves.
Don't knock it till you've tried it. We've tried it, my friend, but we'll never smoke weed on the trolley again.
Well, we learned a hard lesson in this small Kenosha town.
We fired up a fat boy and passed him around.
The last words we spoke before they took us in.
We made roadkill bungee jump, but we'll never smoke weed on the trolley again.
We never smoke weed on the trolley again.
Our party's all over before it begins.
You can pour us some Long Island iced teas, my friend, but we'll never smoke weed on the trolley again.
Hey, let's go up around Library Park, Pat.
All right. Now we're passing the guitar and stirring about.
We could tell one's a-comin' 'cause the driver forgot the route.
No, we did not partake. We just let it pass by.
with a smile on our face and a great contact high. Never smoke weed on the trolley again. Our party's all over before it begins. You can pour us some more Whiskey River, my friend, but we'll never smoke weed on the trolley again.
In the fetal position in a referendum to begin. We broke down and smoked weed on the trolley again.
Probably would have helped if we'd have
smoked a little before we started, huh? Come on, Walker, roll that thing through.
I know you see his eyes and his look. You mean pot's not legal in the state of Wisconsin? I got to read a couple of sponsors real quick. For those that had just joined us, we are here raising money this morning for the Charlie V's Kids for Cancer Treatment Foundation, dedicated to the memory of Charles Evan Vanderburg, who unfortunately passed away from cancer at the age of 5 on March 12, 2010. And we used to do this back in the day. We used to have a Sunday for 4 hours in Channel 14 and have some great entertainment, but we did that for 4 years in addition to walking in the 4th of July parade, which, by the way, if anybody wants to join us, we plan on doing that again this next summer. And if you want to make a donation, we are a nonprofit 501c3 charitable foundation. You can take this on your taxes as a deduction, and you can send any checks to 5303 28th Street, Kenosha 53144. Or you can visit the Charlie Foundation at yahoo.com, and there's a PayPal account on there too, I believe, right? Is that
I believe so,
on that one? So you can hook that up there, and you can see some pictures that we have of Charlie. We've had a bunch of fundraisers over the years, and again, not one penny goes for administration expenses, and so all the money we take in for those that may have a need. You can also contact us through the Facebook page. If you live in Kenosha County under the age of 14 or under, and or thereabouts, and have a need for some unreimbursed expenses dealing with the treatment of cancer, which those bills can get up into the hundreds of thousands, and that's what we do, and see if we can help you offset some of those expenses. And those are your first trip into this rodeo, huh?
This particular show, I've been here a few times before, but usually when I come in here, they have beers for me and stuff. What's a guy got to do to get a drink around here?
Well, I think Juliana took them all with him. Get a little parts there.
You're not going to have words.
Well, he's going home to do his nature call, and we appreciate you coming in. And if you have a question about anything, the governor or his deal or the trolley car. Or what? You come from Pleasant Prairie. What's the hot thing out there? That good, huh?
I believe it's cow tipping and beer drinking, beer tipping, cow tipping.
I got to hand it to Pleasant Prairie, because if you look at all the development that is on the south side of 75th Street or Highway 50, from 104th Avenue where the Pennies and the Target and all that is, and then I think they also own where St. Catherine's is, all of that area. They have just done a fantastic job.
We're in pretty good hands out in Pleasant Prairie, so I don't pay too much attention to what they're doing out there.
Hey, what went on yesterday at the new fire station construction site? There was fire departments, helicopters.
At the new fire at 60th Street?
No, the one out on Springbrook out there?
Yeah. My neighbor said all the roads were blocked off by the roundabout down.
Must have been an accident where they bring in Flight for Life.
They had the firefighters running around with their masks on, and
you weren't involved in any of that.
No, I didn't hear anything about it.
No, I mean you weren't involved in it.
No,
you weren't laying on the road on the side.
I guess I don't know. That's what my neighbor said.
Pleasant Prairie has done, to their credit, against a great deal of opposition with these roundabouts.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, if you go through, I think there's one out on C in there's
MB, and there's C&H. There's one too.
And there's a couple of them east of I-94 there, And I think that keeps the traffic flowing pretty good. And they've eliminated a lot of their accident problems.
I wasn't a big fan of them, but I've come to like them. The traffic rolls pretty good. I mean, people are still learning how to use them.
Well, that's the thing is once you get how to use them, I mean, you just have to yield. And, Kenosha put one of them in on Lincoln Road over there on 26th Avenue. And like everything we do, they didn't make it big enough. So the fire trucks, emergency equipment couldn't get through. And then the snow plows had a little problem chipping up the old. They had to redo it and widen it.
Okay.
Now, who's in charge of engineering where you don't make a roundabout? I mean, we could have done better. See, this is why we're here every Saturday morning. Got to do all this thinking about golf courses and clubhouses and
smoking
spas
weed on the trolley.
and smoking weed and not smoking weed. We don't endorse that kind of behavior.
Absolutely not.
That's why we wrote that, because we absolutely condone. We like the trolley, kind of, because let's face it, if I didn't have the trolley for the last 19 years, I
wouldn't have a radio show or a TV show. Yeah.
I got nothing. So I'm glad to see that go through. Gives me some more material, and especially when we go now with the new extension, they maybe give me a third or fourth hour here, because I got much more to do. And a lot of the downtown merchants weren't too thrilled with the extension until they found out that the city had promised them that they would remove the snow along 6th Avenue. So what happens before, without the trolley, 6th Avenue and then Upper Harbor side where the boathouse is.
It turned into a one-lane road.
Well, yeah, because they plow the streets, and then the merchant's got to plow shovel his sidewalk. And after, like we're going to experience probably tonight and tomorrow, come Monday morning, there ain't no place to go. And so at least now, because of the city has indicated that there will be no loss of parking. So in order for that to happen, the city's going to have to come in and drag all this snow out of there, and that really changed the tide in the minds of a lot of people in the downtown. So that was not even one of my ideas. I'd say, like the city's policy used to be.
I know, it sounds like a snow job to me.
Yeah, like the city's policy used to be is let's wait till June and everything all kind of gets cleaned up. So if you have a question or comment, the recall that was supposed to be there, I guess it was one guy just talking about the recall, and recalls it for an alderman 2-year term. I mean, they'd have to wait till this. I don't see the purpose of that, and that would be very costly. Just wait till 2016, and then you can reelect him. Are you running for a village board out there in Pleasant Prairie?
Not this time around.
You're going to hold off and give somebody else a chance?
I stomp the opposition at all times. So
What would your campaign slogan be? Like Stevie Case's was "Forward with Casey," and the way he was going, it was forward, sideward, backward, and everything in between. But what would be a good run? Maybe
more parties.
More parties, huh?
More parties.
So there would be no sunset clause in your thing, right? You just party right through the night, right?
Yep.
Well,
bars open later. Run the trolley out to
bring
Pleasant
back
Prairie.
the adult book clubs and strip clubs.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, maybe not right on 994 because that's prime real estate development. But as our governor has pointed out, we've wasted an $800 million opportunity up here for the casino. So maybe we'll look at the jobs. We bring a new Scotty Strip Club might have a. What do you think? Possibilities. Ron, you want to work at the strip club and the golf course?
I'll design them both. Yeah.
What are you laughing for, Mr. DeLava? You don't have a job now, either. So, you're looking for work. You're going down with us. So, anyway, if you want to have a comment about, school board issues, hasn't been. There's 4 people now. The Carl O'Brien has dropped out. There's 4 people running for 3 seats. And if you want to talk, we don't talk about school boards, our school board lately, because they've been pretty civil. Since the last election when Dan Wade and Gary Kunich got elected, and all the shouting and all the screaming. I mean, where's the fun in that? I used to think the city council was one of the most comedy clubs in town, and then the school board was second. But now they've been civilized and agreeing and not yelling. I mean, what kind of community is this turning into?
Makes for poor television.
Boy, yeah, I can't say anything about them. And after we bought out the last superintendent, I think Superintendent Savaglio is doing an excellent job, and we wish her well. She had a little injury problem with her legs, and I think she was out walking a dog.
Slipped on the ice.
Slipped on the ice. See, you think that's when I slipped on the ice on Thanksgiving and fractured my shoulder. Did I get a lot of sympathy? No. But I'm recovering, and I'm now able to raised my shoulder just about out to there after 2 months. So I'm looking forward to golf. And so where's the Lonesome Dove playing these days?
I'm going to be at a Hat Tricks tonight for my girlfriend's birthday party. Going to be a good time. Me and Stone Man and David Elvis Kirby. Going to be a good time.
You mentioned your girlfriend. Is this the winner of the week picking, or is this?
It's this year's model.
This year's model. Well, see, I'm not necessarily the only pervert in town. And, just because we were invited to speak at a couple meetings on those Tuesday's pervert meetings, we shouldn't be labeled like we're all bad.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Sickle. What's the, do they have any open mics that you play in? Or is this what you're talking about?
Nope. Tonight's going to be like a show per se. But there's been some good open mics going on. They've been having some cool, what they've been calling pop-up jams down at that Fusion downtown. I frequented those a couple of times recently. Snuck out the Lions, the Bobby Rockets for Mark Ryder and Mark Rickey and the Midnight Rider band's open jam there last Sunday.
You don't think there's any chance that they'll invite us to come and do this song?
No, we'll probably have to do a forceful invasion.
Hey, we could learn. We have a couple other songs in our
Hostile Takeover.
Kenosha Today trolley repertoires. I don't have them now, but I'm working on a new one.
Lord,
all my. Come on, don't get up and leave.
Just what the world needs.
All my heroes have been trolley drivers.
Oh,
Willie Nelson.
All my heroes have been cowboys.
So we're gonna work on that and maybe put that and package that with this and some of all the elves we loved before. And Grandma Got Run Over by a Trolley was a big hit here on Christmas. So I better read a sponsor before we get out break. We're going to go to a break shortly, but when we come back, we always talk sports. And one thing about doing radio, Pat, when we talk sports opposed to TV, you don't have to wear the protective cup.
Okay, when you start talking sports, that's when I'm going to look at my watch. 'Cause I don't really know much about that.
Well, either did Giuliani.
I am a sporting
Either is
chap,
Pat, but what the heck?
Sporting something over here.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
I'm done with the Packer game. You know who's playing in the Super Bowl?
No.
Do you care?
Yeah. Is there going to be drinks?
Yes.
Yep, I'll be there.
This thing doesn't start till 5:30.
5:30.
Oh, I probably won't make it.
Well, not if you start at noon.
The day before.
It's noon right now somewhere, isn't it?
The word pacing ourselves is probably not in our vocabulary.
No.
Pat, how long have you been with us now? About 5 years?
Since 2008, so
a little more than that. Huh? We met when you were being a guest of the Kenosha County.
Yeah, that was in 2005 when I was first a guest on the show.
And you were also at the time a guest of.
Oh yeah,
Kenosha
at the
County.
country club.
At the country club Fed or Med or whatever.
That was a good time.
Yeah,
good times.
And the only guy that let's face it, it was the local jail, right?
Crowbar Motel.
Yeah, he runs for student government at Gateway and wins vice president.
Pat.
Okay. Yeah. On Huber.
Yeah. And here I am, a two-time loser in the mayoral election. Maybe I should have locked up with you and used to change it to philosophy.
My favorite perk of that was, besides having an office with my own phone and everything, was I got to get out extra special on Saturday mornings for 4 weeks to meet with the mayor and the chief of police and the sheriff and all the heads of all the departments for reform of Gateway's curricular.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall.
Donuts and coffee with the chief of police.
That's why when we got done with the 4th of July parade last year, we're coming up there and who's on the deck at the boathouse but the high sheriff. Hi, Pat. How's it going? Nice to see you.
Oh, yeah, that was Ryan's,
first name basis.
Ryan's Priebus.
Yeah,
called me over.
Yeah. Oh, you went to school with him?
Sure.
Well, you could have been the head of the National Republican Party.
I should go be his bodyguard. That's what
you think he needs one?
Ryan's was a good kid, and he was always into politics.
Back in the fourth grade.
Even back in the fourth grade, he got mad because we had a mock student election, and he still tells this story to this day. And I voted for somebody named Anderson because he had the same last name as me, and he was so mad that I blew my vote in this mock election. And this is back, like I said, we were in third grade. Good guy.
We'll talk about mock elections. I think we're having one coming up in the fall of 2016, isn't it? It's called the presidential election. So the apple don't fall too far from the tree. But I think you've got a great political career ahead of you. And, you know, as we've proved in this city, being smart, but you are smarter. I mean, you had all A's and you got college. I mean, you don't have to be smart to be elected official.
No, just got to be able to BS. I can do that.
Done deal. Are we ready to take? We'll be back in 1 minute.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition.
Yeah, speaking of human drama and agony defeat, I mean, it doesn't kind of sums up this show. If you just arrived on the trolley, this is the Kenosha Today Show weekly report coming to you live here in WLIP AM 1050, brought to you by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, Casey Family Options, and a host of many other very fine local businesses. I'm Uncle Scotty Barter, along with the former host of Auto Scam. Well, actually, Pat Giuliani took off and did a nature call. By the time he got there, he's probably done. He was done in a minute, you know. 2 minutes. He's probably on it. Yeah. And by the way, Pat, if you're calling, tell your wife to quit texting me all the time and get some more scotch and some pretzels. I get a little thirsty and hungry a little late night. But joining us, the Lonesome Dove, Mr. Pat Garrett, joins us from our fresh from the Kenosha County Job Center. Our engineer, Scotty Zalavio. It's like having all my children, you know, all in the same building. You know what I'm saying? We head down the home stretch in our newly extended Kenosha Today weekly report. We are raising money for Charlie V's Kids for Cancer Treatment Foundation, dedicated in the memory of Charles Evan Vandenberg, who unfortunately passed away at the age of 5 from cancer. And we are a 501c3, and we're taking donations. You can send them to 5303 28th Street, Kenosha 53144. You can find us on Facebook. That's a Facebook, isn't it? Charlie Foundation?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a Facebook. Charlie Foundation at yahoo.com, and we will get you out a receipt, and there's some pictures. And what we do is we try to help kids and families under the age of 14 and their families to offset some unreimbursed medical expenses resulting from the treatments of cancer. Many fine other organizations with the cancer research, but this is one of the very few that actually we try to stay local. Not one penny is going for administration expenses. And so if you have any questions, you can find us on the Facebook there, or send us a check. And we have a PayPal account, too, that you can find it on that Facebook.
I'm pretty sure there's a link there.
Yeah. Coming up, we're going to, obviously, the Super Bowl, but there's other things coming up in the Super Bowl. If you have a question about anything or a comment, give us a call, 262-694-1050. The Bandorama has been around for, I don't know how many years, 50. And they're having their big thing starting tonight at 7 and then tomorrow at 2. Did you ever play in the Bandorama?
No.
Oh, you did?
My brother did, I believe. Yeah, he was in the Black Watch.
I was a clarinet player, and I started at Lance. Actually, I started at the playgrounds of Forest Park School, 2-story, and I was taking private lessons, and I got to Lance, and I was doing pretty well. Then I got to high school, and
they wanted you to play an instrument?
yeah. Well, they found out I couldn't, and so I discovered girls in sports, and so the clarinet, I went from probably being one of the first 2 in the row, then to, at the end, being in the back until my junior year. The new band director says, well, we're going to have tryouts now. And band, I think, was an elective. And I thought this was pretty easy for credit. But now the guy, instead of just kind of appointing you and letting everybody take it, you had to go into one of these little rooms and play. Yes, they got serious, and you had to do tryouts. So I knew I couldn't play a lick, so I convinced my friend to go in, and I said, hi, this is Scott Barter, and he played all the chords for me. I mean, this guy was really good, and the band director says, you know, I know what you're doing, and he couldn't prove it, but I says, well, then kick me out of your band. I don't want to be here. I didn't want to be there anyway, so anyway, I was, we've been kicked out of a band? I mean, it just wasn't for me. Get the band back.
Not a mission from God.
Yeah. Hey, here's something coming up. It's time to find 2015 Kenosha's cutest couple.
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah, we played. We were. This is about the third year in a row.
Runners up 3 years running.
Yeah, yeah. We always were close, but we just never made it over the bar. You know, maybe it was our. We were at the bar. Who
That's
are
our cutest?
Yeah. Who are the sweetest sweethearts? Submit a photo of your cutest couple. If you're over 18, that's us. Live in Kenosha County, that's us. A short paragraph about why they are the cutest couple, and then let Kenosha decide who's the cutest couple. I mean, this is going to be a slam dunk for our baby. I mean, we've come close, huh? And
unless Pete and Dan submit.
Oh, we've got competition.
Yeah. You better watch it.
And then Ronnie, you and Jay, not his real name. Yeah. That could be a close. We got a lot more competition.
Sounds like a wager to me.
Yeah. No, seriously. So I think people could submit us. There's photos on. You can go to the Kenosha Today Facebook page.
I mean, this is the modern age here now. You know,
we don't have to get married.
No.
I mean, although we can, but we're not going to.
Could be a marriage of convenience.
What? I got the house and you got. Yes. Yeah. What convenience could we possibly have? I have an open bar tab. That would be.
See, I'm in. Where do I sign?
I think you can. I think you can have to go to the Kenosha Today, or not Kenosha Today, Kenosha News, that very fine newspaper. I said very fine newspaper. This is why we have disclaimers, Scott. See, so your job is safe if it's not
and
nothing.
He can edit that out with the 2-minute delay or whatever.
Right. If you get fired, it'll be nothing because of nothing that's stupid that I said.
4-letter word.
But you can go to the Kenosha News website, and I'm sure they have a link here. See it's Scott S-C-O-T. Can't even spell my name. S-C-O-T-T and Pat P-A-T. Just put Lonesome Dove and put us in there and find us our pictures from our Kenosha Today Facebook page and see how it goes. I mean, this is an age of coming out,
understanding, coming out. Yeah,
coming out. One where you got that head up like that. It's looking at you.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful one.
It's great poses.
Yeah, 3 heads are better than.
Yeah. Hey, the Kenosha or something. The Downtown Inc. keeps sending in these ads that tourism. We talked about this before. Total spent by travelers in Kenosha County, 2013, $167 million. Full-time jobs supported by tourism, 2,875. That would include you.
I'm
so
pretty sure.
2,876.
I am a tourist attraction.
Yeah. Total resident income attributed to tourism-related jobs, $69 million. And I just can't understand for the life of me where they get these numbers from.
Smoking weed on the trolley.
Yeah, well, but if we're not for that kind of behavior.
No, absolutely
We just said they'll never smoke weed
I never
on the
exhaled.
trolley again. And then the same Downtown Inc., the streetcar expansion will result in over 100 million new development over the next decade. Now, I don't know if that includes the sale of weed or that probably doesn't include that. Over 186 free
Call
public
it riding high.
Riding high.
Riding high on the trolley. That's the new slogan.
10-year ridership. What is it? Riding high on the trolley.
Riding high on the trolley.
Look
out of the windows. Big peace sign painted on the front.
Stone driver.
Guys are taking this serious. You can put the tinted windows on the trolley, and then you won't see all the people that are in there. And then
see little dingle balls hanging around.
Yeah. See how the fresh road
fuzzy dice,
like in the picture of this particular trolley. Yeah, if you can go on Kenosha's city's website, you can see a picture of the trolley there, and you can see all the fresh roadkills cleaned off.
Yeah.
And so this has some merit.
Yeah,
some merit.
I agree.
And the first introduced
the land of make believe.
See, that's the problem. You guys aren't taking this serious. First introduced in
absolutely
1903.
I jest not.
Just not what?
I do not jest.
Not. Oh, I thought you meant just not.
Hello.
Hey, you got another song you might want to sing for us?
Well, I am currently unplugged.
Okay, can we plug him back in?
We can do that.
All right, give him. Pat's gonna. We always have Pat do a message of hope and inspiration here, and we have a message of hope and inspiration for our radio listeners.
We got lots of time. All right, good.
Let's see. Yeah. And So what do you think you're going to enlighten us?
Oh, I don't know. If I could remember that one Giuliani was talking about earlier on doing.
Can he sing at all? Have you ever heard him sing?
I've never heard him sing.
That means he can't. He's
up in smoke.
Okay.
That's where my money goes. In my lungs and sometimes up my nose.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know that.
You don't know it? Yeah.
I smoked that one away.
Yeah. Well, come up with something a little more hope and inspiration for people sitting at home.
More
all the shut-ins, because they probably won't, with the snow, just going to plaster Kenosha tonight and tomorrow. There'll be shut-ins, and so maybe they can listen to the replay of this and give them some.
Don't Bogart and no.
Give them some. How about that with the Pat Garrett hitting the floor?
Pat Garrett hitting the floor.
Here
That sounds like a winner.
That's always. I like that.
Well, last night I did me some drinking. I started feeling like I was 10 foot tall. And there were these women, and the room started spinning. That's about all I recall. But somewhere out there in the darkness, I took a mailbox out with my car, and I stole pink flamingos from somebody's yard, and I passed out on top of the bar. Well, 1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beer more. Well, look out, Pat Garrett, here comes the floor. I like beer too much, and beer loves the heck out of me. And there was that time in Long Island, I was a little strung out from the road, paying $4 a beer, and my memory ain't clear, but I'm sure I tied on quite a load. And that red-haired barkeep overserved me. The whole room was starting to buzz. I was having whatever was going around. I hadn't a clue where I was. 1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beer more. Look out, Pat Garrett, here comes the floor. I like beer too much, beer loves the heck out of me. And I'll never forget down at Marco's. Yeah, I was drinking and taking things light when this wannabe hippie started getting all lippy, and he challenged us all to a fight. Well, right then the whole place erupted like a genuine Hollywood brawl. And when the smoke finally cleared, we hit the port for a beer, got carried out by Johnny Law. 1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beer more. Look at Pat Garrett, here comes the floor. I like beer too much, and beer loves the heck out of me.
For those that are listening in the Tri-County area, no need to go and try to tune your radio. That's as good as it gets, right?
That's it. That's the real thing, baby.
And of course, we had the all the no more smoking weed on the trolley. So we're saying no to Governor Walker's proposal of legalizing pot in the state of Wisconsin. That's just not for us. And so if you have a question, look at somebody's
endorsed by the manager of this television radio show are not necessarily opinions held by the...
All right. Good morning on Kenosha Today. Wait a minute. Okay. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Yeah, how about that voice, man? Elvis lives, huh? This is Mike Bjorn, and I've been listening to the show as usual as I do on Saturdays. Can I make a few comments about what you guys have been talking about?
about which area. Go ahead.
Take your pick. Let's start out. I was in New Orleans a week ago. Beautiful city. Been down there a lot of times. Have a lot of relatives in that area. And it was interesting that down there's a proposal to add to the streetcar system. You know, everybody's probably aware of St. Charles that goes into the Garden District. Well, 2 blocks west is Rampart Street, and there's a group that wants to see Rampart Street have trolley tracks as well. That group says, hey, the government will pay for it, so it's free. But the group who doesn't want to see it happening is the group that says nothing is free and we have enough streetcar already. So then after I left New Orleans, stopped in Memphis overnight, and on Beale Street, looking around and everything throughout the downtown, lots of trolley tracks, okay, but no trolleys. So finally I meet the right gentleman, and he explains to me that last spring they started having fires on the streetcars, and they're not sure why, but the system has been shut down since last May, okay? And
brilliant, just pure brilliant.
Oh, yeah. So then, anyhow, what you were talking about earlier about the grassy knoll, that's the area across the street from Trolley Dogs, right. Kitty corner from the jockey outlet. What a perfect place for a farmer's market, a hotel. I don't care what you want to put there. It would work, and it would really help the downtown, all right? But the problem is, if it's going to help the downtown, you won't believe this, but there are some people that don't want to help the downtown, and I know you don't believe that. But anyhow, you talked about tourist figures.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed as far as when they talk about, you know, the millions that are coming in here. I have not ever met a local small business person that, number one, it's the locals keeping them in business, and if maybe once in a while a tourist comes to the door, that's great, okay? But it's the same thing as far as the market next to the museum on Saturdays. Anybody that goes into the museum just to use the bathroom is logged in as a visitor to the museum. So at the end of the year, we can claim whatever figures we want about how many people walked into the museum. And then there's an event coming up February 14th featuring some of the restaurants downtown Kenosha. I don't care how bad the snowstorm is or whatever, or how cold it is, automatically it will be claimed that it was a huge success and people were throwing money at the restaurants. And there's never been an event in this town in the last 20 years that hasn't been repeated over and over, because every time they were a success and everything was wonderful. Once again, it's called hype.
Yeah, but what about the downtown or the year-round harbor market combined with a package with the auto museum? AMC.
You mean the auto museum that should have been built at least 20 years ago?
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. Right. And in other words, it's a no-brainer that as far as this city and its connection to the auto industry, let alone that we were always so aware of what was going on in Detroit. Talk about David against Goliath. This is the museum that should have been built first. And as usual, government knows what's best for all of us.
Well, then why do they have a $100,000 study to figure this thing out?
Hey, man, anybody could look at that spot across from Trolley Dogs, and obviously that's where it should go. That's called common sense. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out.
And I don't think, Mike, I think there's no deed restrictions on how high that parcel can go. So you can build it up 5-6 stories, I think.
I think the guy that made that mistake is no longer...
No, that was... Yeah, but that was from a different building. But this particular
I know it was
site...
a different building. I was sitting in the committee when the alderman asked the person who blew that one.
Well, yeah.
It was very exciting.
Whoops. But, speaking about should this one have been built first, here we got a Civil War museum, and it's really a nice building.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't... The closest Civil War battle was 1,000 miles away.
Well, as usual, the explanation is because, this explains about what was going on the home front and everything. But as far as I'm concerned, the Kenosha home front, you go to a crowd of 12 people that are over the age of 60, and how much you want to bet 8 or 9 of them worked in some spin-off or, per se, in the auto industry. And talk about getting people to want to come to a museum because it pertained to their life. What can I say?
Yeah, I agree. But, and then also these $167 million spent by travelers.
You have some friends in small business in town. Well, I'll give you another one, man. supposedly Kenosha Inc. says, downtown Kenosha Inc. says 120 of the businesses in downtown are in favor of trolley expansion. Now, the way I look at it, there's about 12 really successful businesses down here that any business area would like. Then you have another 24 that are doing okay, but man, they could do a lot better. So now we're up to 36. Okay, how do we get to 120? And how come that list hasn't been published in the paper? As long as downtown Kenosha Inc. wants to throw money around, publish the names of the businesses that are in favor of trolley expansion. Now it's too late, obviously, but it just the hype.
Well, now we're going to get hit with a lot of snow, probably 8, 9 inches, whatever.
Sure.
I want you to let me know next Saturday how the city has removed the snow, because they promised, this is in preparation for when the trolley gets here. There's no way, unless they move this, that trolley can get through.
Well, let me throw this at you as well. Last week in front of Common Ground Coffee Shop, that's the coffee shop on Kenosha Harbor there, on 6th Avenue, they had water main problems. So I drove by a number of times on different days where I could see them going through the 16 inches of concrete, and I guess they had to do it twice. Can you imagine if the trolley tracks had been in place at the way they're going to be in a few years if this goes on? Can you imagine what it would do? It's one thing to chop up concrete and pre-pour it after you fix the pipes. When you add trolley tracks that have to be replaced, or goodness knows, I don't know how they would work it out. But this is a city, and especially on the east side, you have a lot of older pipes, a lot of older infrastructure. This is not going to happen just once as far as, trolley shut down because we have to rip up the street for 2 or 3 weeks.
Wait a minute, Mike. I was told these new trolleys float. They got a new feature that allows them to float.
Good. Well, as long as they don't catch fire like the ones in Memphis that they still haven't figured out what's happening.
I have a theory about that. I hear they smoke a lot of weed down on Beale Street.
Yeah, but I know about your theories.
Rumors, lies, innuendos.
He was just sitting over there waiting to take it.
Chomping at the bit.
Hey, it was nice to hear from Steve Casey. Yeah. Obviously, he's been through something. It was nice that he recognized that nice you guys came to visit him. But, man, when I was in the hospital for 3 weeks a few years ago, I didn't want to see anybody. I just wanted to sleep.
Well,
and it worked.
Yeah. All right.
Something tells me I might see you tomorrow around 5:30.
No, I'm not going to go out and watch the game.
What?
No, that's too late. I'm gonna go for the maybe lunch around noon. I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go home and watch the game.
Okay, you twisted my arm. Because I didn't want to really be out after 5. No. I'm very aware of the DUI laws, and the later it gets, the more closer I want to be to the home.
What DUI laws?
Exactly.
I've heard about them myself.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have the new New England Patriots deflated tie ensemble down there?
We've been trying to work out something that in an ad or whatever, and let me pick your brain some more, and we'll figure out something.
There's not much left in there.
Well, that'd be something. Hey, I'll get off and let somebody else have a shot. But thank you, guys.
All right, thanks.
Yep, bye-bye.
Give us a call. We got just